Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ghost Talk. My name is Angela Mitchell, and I'm your host. Tonight's guest, Joshua Adela, needs very little introduction. It looks like everywhere you look in the paranormal field, they're talking about the animal. Let's welcome to the show, the animal. Hey,
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
going good. So, being in the paranormal field for a long time, you've been in this field for like 20 years, but really you just got active the last couple of years.
Yeah.
What's changed to make that possible?
Pretty much just I'm not really supposed to mention, but I did a project about a year and a half ago up in New York at the Hinsdale House, and just being there just captivated me with the whole project of being in the paranormal and just pretty much let's just say things happen there that hasn't happened to me in a long time, and it just really caught my eye. And I'm also a paranormal diver, which that's what we got to do. We got to do some diving research and found some cool artifacts. So it was really cool to get back and get my hands dirty again to back into the paranormal field professionally.
Yeah. So, you're talking about the Hinsdale House. I saw that you have another investigation coming up in March. You're involving your daughter. Is she excited about this? How much is she into this paranormal?
Well, she's been pretty much in the paranormal. She's my stepdaughter. She ever since we've met, she's been pretty much actually. Let me go back a little bit. She's actually experienced the paranormal before I met her in her old house, but ever since I've known her, she's been seeing things like crazy because she sees me, in the paranormal field. So she starts to experience some things, especially where we live right now. We have a lot of things that happen. Doors fly open, things fly off the walls, and my daughter will come up and running up to me and be like, "Dad, they're in my room, standing there." So it's cool to get to see my daughter growing up, just to be able to experience these cool things.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you're part of a big para movement. Can you tell me a little bit about that? How that got started? Who started it? What's going on with it?
Well, I know we talk about this whole para unity thing, and I kind of wanted to do something similar, but maybe different. Um, just to show positivity and love, no matter what you're going through. It's not just about the paranormal. It's about being there for each other and loving each other and help. Just lending a hand. Like for instance, like if people need like a couple of bucks, hand them a couple of bucks or something, or if they need groceries, or just to be there to someone to listen to. If they're down or depressed. There's so many people are going through depression. Like on my show last night with Hillbilly Horror Stories, they promote big time on helping people on suicides and people who are depressed and just facing a whole bunch of just a lot of downs in their life financially. So that's what pretty much the para movement's all about, is just to lend a helping hand.
Absolutely. That's great. I mean, and I see a lot of familiar faces in there. I saw your little video. If I had it, I'd play it for you here, but I don't have it on me. I should have thought of that beforehand.
What,
So, go ahead.
what did you say? A video?
Yeah, your little para movement video. I
Yeah,
all the faces on it. I was watching it on your show yesterday when I tuned into your show.
that's
Um,
awesome.
so you have a new venture with Midnight Wolfpack Production. You
Hmm.
want to talk about that? Can you tell me more?
Pretty much, it's a production company where we're going to be starting to work on documentaries at places that we've been and experienced, and also it's kind of like pretty much like just a streaming service where shows could go and to get noticed and people get to know who they are. And just the team, I just want to say a big shout out to them because they are amazing people. My first time being able to hang out with them was not too long ago up in Kentucky. Blast, amazing time. Got to hang out with Pac-Man Paranormal. Amazing people. I got to actually sleep underneath their table, which was fun. That was my little hotel. But almost scared. Actually, apparently, I almost scared Ernie's son in the middle of the night. That was pretty interesting. A big guy like me just sleeping on someone's table. It's got to be creepy.
Yeah,
But
that's
no,
funny.
It's just awesome. They're just awesome people. I love them to death. They're just a good group to hang around. And definitely, if you ever get a chance, go there. And especially at Waverly, is like literally you could throw a rock. Like literally, it's like you could pretty much see the top of Waverly from their house. So it's just so awesome just to
Yeah.
be able to.
I'm actually going in June when they go to Waverly Hills again. I'm
Oh,
actually
that's
going.
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
I've met Ernie before because he was actually my tour guide last year when I went. But
Yeah.
then I never met Denise yet. I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, you're gonna have a lot of laughs, especially Denise and Ernie together. They make fun of each other so much. So I don't know if they're on, but hey, Denise, Ernie, hey guys. So yeah, definitely hang out with both of them because they're a blast.
Absolutely. So I heard you were a pretty good bass player. Are you still involved with music?
Oh gosh, I haven't played bass in a while. I strum a little bit on the guitar here and there. When I was younger, I toured in a band called Invisible Image, and we were it was like kind of like a Christian rock heavy metal kind of band, and back in the hair days, but not much hair right now. But no, it was awesome. I miss it. Music's my life. I pretty much got all music tattoos. I don't know if you could see, but yeah, playing the bass and music was, that was part of my life that I haven't really done in a long time, and hopefully, maybe someday once COVID ends, I'll be able to get back to it.
Yeah. So I saw earlier you posted a picture of your stepdaughter and you shooting a pig. That was pretty cool. So you're a hunter too.
Yep, yep. Me and my daughter, gosh, she's funny. I never thought the first time I took her hunting, it's kind of a funny story. I thought she'd get kind of grossed out, or because we actually did the whole skinning in there right there after we shot the hog, and she was just so excited to have see her first hog shot and be able to skin it and stuff and all the stuff flying out. So it was just a really cool father and daughter bond moment. And ever since then, she like, oh, can we go hunting again? Can we go hunting again? So it's pretty much we're actually going hunting this coming weekend actually. So 4 a.m. back out in the woods. So that's the woods. Me and her just have a good time and just chill and hang out.
So you do Bigfoot hunt too, or like do you ever go Bigfoot hunting, or is that something you never tried yet?
Bigfoot. It's funny you just said that. Well, with Denise and Ernie, we went on a trip to Indiana to a place where we went Bigfooting, and I actually experienced my first Bigfoot sighting, which was really awesome and very exciting because that was like one of my top bucket lists I've been wanting to see for a very long time, and I finally got to see it.
Nice. Well, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
you're from Florida, right? So you've never have you ever been to Minnesota to investigate? Because our next segment is going to be from Southwest Minnesota. Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't been there. Originally, I'm from Rhode Island, up in
Oh,
the
so you're
New
up from
England.
north. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
are.
from up north, but I moved to
You're used to the
Florida.
snow.
Yeah, I miss it. I love the cold weather.
Oh,
In Florida, it sucks. It's like you could take a shower and then walk outside, and then it's like you're taking a second shower because of the humidity.
yeah, that's how it is over here by New Orleans too. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this little video that I threw together. They gave me some clips. We're gonna be looking at the Boyd House in Southwest Minnesota. Welcome to the show, Jill. Let's
Hey, thanks. Thanks for
Hey,
having me. I love what you did with the video. It's awesome.
that's awesome video.
up a little bit. So tell me, what got you to purchase this house?
Well, I myself have been a paranormal investigator for over 10 years, and our team has traveled all over the U.S. to well-known haunted locations. And so that kind of gave me an idea that just started the dream of, I want my own place. I want to be able to go and research when I want to research, and I want to allow other people to research the house as well, so we can kind of collaborate and see what kind of evidence we get if we start getting some of the same similar things. And almost about 2 years ago now, I was actually able to purchase the Boyd House and fulfill my dream of owning a haunted location.
That's actually my dream too. A lot of people don't know that. I say I wanna do a bed and breakfast on it, but I mean I would be happy with just having a location. Something you can go to every day and investigate, and you can collect that evidence. There's no greater concrete evidence than if you're doing it every single day.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
At least a couple times a week.
Unless if you live there.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't count on is you have to clean it and maintain it. I forgot about that portion. But yeah, it's been fun and a great experience.
So Annabelle, you just asked her a question.
Oh, I said unless if you live there all the time in a haunted location.
Yeah, then it would probably get a little bit too much. Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of things happen inside the Boyd House that you have noticed?
Well, a lot of people have gotten touching. I've been touched myself. I've heard audible voices numerous times. People have seen shadows. My husband's actually seen an apparition on the stairwell. We have a lot of equipment interaction. We've had objects move, being pushed, falling over. It's really common for me. Like I'll wake up in the morning. It's real quiet in the house and nobody's awake, and you hear people talking downstairs, and you go down there and nobody's down there. So, and then you'll hear doorknobs turning. The attic door has been opening a lot lately. That's a new thing, and you'll go up there and you'll shake it real hard, and you know it doesn't just open easily, so it's not like a wind draft, anything like that. So just and all kinds of new stuff. People are always sending new stuff.
So what is the history there? Why is this place haunted, do you believe?
Well, now the house was built in 1901, but our deed goes back to 1884, and we also have the railroad running through the backyard pretty much. So I think we get a lot of energy from that. We do know we have 3 confirmed deaths that have happened in the house. They've all been natural causes, nothing bad. But Fred was one of the owners in 1910, and he died in the house in 1958. And he was a very well-known, respected businessman in town. And so I get a lot we hear Fred a lot. We get EVPs of like Fred's coming. We hear I'm Fred. Just a lot of stuff. And I will ask things about his store thing, and I'll get responses from that, and they're correct responses. So we do know for sure that Fred's there. We do have another lady. She's got a really raspy voice, like she smokes like a lot of cigarettes. And she's crabby. She's very crabby. She usually tells you to get out. She doesn't like anything that you're doing. So I've never gotten her name, so I'm not exactly sure who she is. We do have a little boy named Luke, and I don't know where he came from. Any of the research I've done, he's not a name on the deed that I know, but I've gotten his name many, many times. So.
Okay, so I have your website. Is that how somebody would go book, by going to that website, or is there another way to book to actually go stay, do an overnight investigation?
Yeah, the St. Croix Paranormal, that's our paranormal team, but we kind of team it up with the Boyd House. So you can contact us that way, or just directly like on Facebook under Boyd House, or you can also shoot us an email at boydhouse217@yahoo.com just to make any inquiries about booking in the house.
And how much is it if I would book it, what am I paying?
What we do is we do $175 a night for up to 8 people, and then you get the house from 3 p.m. till noon the next day. That way I figure you can come in, you get time to set up a little bit, and you also get a little time to catch some Z's before you head off home. So
that's awesome. That's really good.
All right, so we're gonna bring on the tech section of this now. We got Brian, my very good friend. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
So,
He's
Thanks
going
for
to be
having me.
talking about a piece of equipment that we probably all use, the SB7 and the SB11.
so what we have here is your, as seen on TV and now Ghost Talk, your SB7, one of the more standard devices that you'll see quite often. It's an ITC product. Basically, it is a scanning AM/FM radio. And the concept behind it is you scan through the channels and you can adjust the scan rate. And then the spirits can use the channels to manipulate the white noise even as it's sweeping through channels. And you can sweep forward or reverse. And it's highly, and it doesn't mean reverse, it just means backwards through the channel lineup. People get confused and think it means somehow like the audio is reversed, and that's not the case. It just sweeps backwards or forwards, and you can.
All right, so whenever you're using it and you're sweeping, what are you exactly trying to find out about that?
So the purpose of it is the spirits can manipulate the audio. It's a little hard to hear with the built-in speaker. And you set the sweep rate to whatever. I personally like 250 milliseconds. And it's a bit hard to hear with the built-in speaker. So most people either purchase one with a add-on speaker that either comes with it or they buy their own. Now, the thing is, when you buy an add-on speaker for this or get one that comes with it, you have to make sure it's for a headphone jack type. You can't just get a Bluetooth speaker because there is no Bluetooth capability on this device. You also want to make sure that the batteries have at least 2 bars. There's a little battery indicator up on the top. It's a little hard to see, but it's scanning currently.
So Brian, yeah,
So that's pretty much how it works.
that's why I hate those things.
Yeah, and so the white noise can get a little annoying, to say it nicely, which is why there are many people that are building ghost boxes of different types, a generic term, for a box that allows you to filter out the white noise and only hear the voices and add reverb and other methods. There's quite a few people building those. They're a little more expensive. Like these will run you approximately between $50 and $100, but more in the middle range of that, 75 typically. This is the more advanced version of pretty much the same device. So these really easy to keep in your pocket. This is the SB11. Now the SB11 can do the same things as an SB7 without a digital display, but it also can do 2 channels simultaneously. So you can put it in AM or FM bands, and you can run 2 sweeps independently, which there's only a few. It depends on how you use it. Personally, most people are going to be pretty good with this plus an external speaker. It's a lot more mobile. The SB11 specifically, it has 2 separate outputs for like audio or headphones. So what I've found is very cool with this, besides that fact, is you can, if you've ever heard of the Estes method, where people use it to channel spirits through them and they're listening with bigger headphones like these, and they're listening in and just translate and just be the mouthpiece for the spirits. You can have 2 people doing it at the same time, having a conversation with one another, which is pretty freaking cool when it,
Yeah.
Animal, have you ever used the Spirit Box before, huh? You have anything to say on it?
It's, I don't know. I'm more of a kind of a, I like to just use I'm more of an EVP person. I mean, it all depends. Huh?
Do you have a recorder of preference?
Just a regular, cheap, little recorder. Sometimes I even use my phone.
Not like one of the Panasonic fancy pants ones?
No, I don't have one of those. But no, like the spirit boxes, they're pretty cool. They're different. I've definitely caught some really cool stuff out of a spirit box, but it all depends. Like with me, when you have so much electronics together, sometimes you get so much interference and it's weird. So that's why I like to bring less equipment as possible, because then you end up missing the experience if you're more focusing on the electronic.
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
Yeah, I've heard that by quite a few people. John Neil Tenney, the author, likes to say that as well. Like, you're going to miss out on the experience if you're too busy looking at your boxes and your devices.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I love electronics and I love like testing out all like many cool toys. So
what about you, Jill? Jill, you do you use the SP7 or the SP11?
I hands down, that is like my favorite equipment. Any of the spirit boxes, like I was talking to Brian before, I have the SP7, the 11, a Portal. You name a new one that comes out, I'm going to buy it, because I just absolutely have had some hands down proof that this was not like a DJ. Like for instance, at the Boyd House, so we know Fred had died there. His last name is Eckert. And I was in their bedroom, and I actually have a picture of from their wedding hanging in the bedroom. And I pointed to the picture and I said, "Hey, is anybody in this room? Anybody in this picture?" And it said clear as day on the spirit box. It said, "Do you mean the Eckerts?" I mean, just like that. So it's like, you can't tell me that's the radio. So it's just, I've just had so much good luck with that thing. I mean, I go like with the animals too. I do a lot of no equipment. Like I just might have a voice recorder and I'm going around the house. But there are times I'd like to drag that out and have a conversation with somebody. So it's fun.
Yeah.
Both ways.
I've definitely gotten some good stuff from the SP7. Like stuff you can't say is not true because of the names that match up or things that it says that just collaborates with what's going on. So I mean, I believe, but it's harder to prove that, unless you get that concrete evidence. It's harder to prove or use it for any kind of scientific evidence.
now the one thing that I had a hard believing with is using the apps until I went to an investigation with people that I've never met, and they were using an app, that you have to pay for, and they asked what my name was, and I didn't. We all talk about memory banks and all that stuff that are stored on a phone. They didn't have my phone number or anything on their phone, and they asked who is the person that sits next to me, and it said Josh, which is kind of like crazy because coming from a phone app, it's like holy crap, So it's just interesting that is it actually coming something from who? I don't know.
I would say yes. I would say that the spirits, from my experience of building equipment and using equipment, they can manipulate audio. And I've seen it happen in a number of things, from stuffed animals that talk, can say words that they are not supposed to say.
I've heard about that.
Manipulated in the Beatty house out here in the Midwest. I've seen some pretty wild stuff. I've seen a lot of wild confirmations through a spirit box, through like a ghost box. And when I say a spirit box, I mean, I believe it can also be referred to as a portal. It's like a larger one with more equipment, and you hook one of these up to it that scans. Another feature on this that I didn't mention before that's kind of differentiates it is it does have a temperature sensor that can detect like changes in the temperature, and it can sound an alarm if it goes off.
So what's the difference in the degrees on it? Is it like a couple points? I can't say.
It's very low. It's like +1, +2,
So
+3.
really, you couldn't even really use that.
Yeah, it's not as accurate to say an EDI or anything along those lines.
Animal, you got anything coming up? Any new documentaries you're working on that you would like to talk about, or?
Right now, I'm working on a documentary that's actually not paranormal, but it's kind of my first one that's not paranormal right now. pretty much interviewing people who have lost a lot in life, like homeless people, people who are struggling through the COVID and just lost money financially, their homes, and it's a pretty amazing adventure because it's going to be heartfelt and just very touching to get the word out there for people that need to hear this story, people's stories that are hurting right now. And I know we hear a lot about the paranormal. I love the paranormal, and I've been doing it for such a long time, like you guys have. But I feel like this message had to be talked about, for people who are hurting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially now, because I mean, everybody is feeling this COVID nonsense. Like,
Yeah.
it's affecting I mean, I'm thankful that I still can work. I can still go to work, but there's a lot of my family, a lot of my friends that they didn't have money. I know a lot of people were getting unemployment, but some of them weren't. So it put a lot of businesses out of business, and
Mhm.
it's really bad. It's a mess. So it's a really good thing, and I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah. I
Joe, what do you have coming up soon? Anything for the
Not,
business?
yeah, not too much. We're just doing a lot of different investigations at the Boyd House. Just me and my husband at this point. We have had the team out 1 or 2 times since COVID started, so we're hoping 2021 is going to be a better year. We do have one trip for our team planned to the Stevenson's building coming up in June. So
Nice, very awesome. And what about you, Brian? You got anything else coming up?
I'm building a website, or my web builders are building the website for me right now. I've recently opened spectralstewart.com, and I'll be providing paranormal equipment and or designing new equipment or customizations or modifications of equipment. So I'm really excited about that, and hopefully 2021 will be a very exciting year overall for everybody as we have the recovery and try to keep everything afloat.
Yeah, I mean, so you actually make the equipment and you're going to sell it, huh?
Yeah, I've made equipment and I've modified equipment, everything from dowsing rods to the portal boxes, and ripped equipment apart and tweaked it, played with it. Used a 3D printer to customize some of the normal stuff like K2s, making unique casings for that. Like everyone has a K2, but they're all boring looking. I'm sorry, but like they are, and that's
So you gotta
fine.
put some bling on it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what. Make them Tiffany blue and change the LEDs to different colors and
That'd be cool.
put your custom logo on it and your team logo, whatever you want.
I
So
would
that's
I
the
would
kind of
take
stuff.
one of those.
That's
Totally
the kind of stuff I'm looking forward to being able to provide that isn't seemingly available to people now, from what I can tell, is customizing equipment and adding team logos to things and making it to someone's design of what they want. Like I have those tech skills, but I'm not the most creative person in the world. That's why I get in touch with creative people and do the nerdy stuff.
We're coming to the end of the half an hour now. So next week, be sure y'all tune in on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Time. Brian is going to be back talking about a music box. And then we'll have Kendall and Vera Welton. And then we're going to have John Hurd with the Malvern Manor. Is that correct? Malvern Manor?
Yep.
That'd be really cool. So it's going to be a great episode. So make sure you stay tuned. And I'm on a tired, ready to get out of here, go take a nap.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, y'all. It was great meeting you all, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week, Brian.
Definitely.